Hello, this is Nancy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make this mini stack of books using the tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. Each of the books will take 16 blocks to make. So we're going to have 4 stacks, 4 rows of 4, actually 2 rows of 4, and glue them side by side, and then stack those 8 on top of the other 8 to make a total of 16 per book. I'm using the Dollar Tree square here to keep everything straight, and I'm using the Dollar Tree super glue wood glue to adhere each block to another one. And make sure that all the blocks are even, because not all the tumbling tower blocks are even, so that way you don't have a wonky book. So I rub my fingers when I stack them to each other to make sure that they're close to each other as possible. Once you have those 4, glue them to the other 4 and let it dry a bit before you glue them to the other 8 for one book. Okay, once that's dry, you're going to grab that set and go up to the next set. You can make them bigger if you wanted to. Add another row, make them 5 instead of 4. Add 3 columns instead of 2. So it's up to you. This is a great size for a tier tray. And I'll use these clips while it's waiting for it to dry. Keeps them together. And set that aside to dry completely. I have these 3 sets that I already glued, and I used the spackling from Dollar Tree as well to fill in the grooves and sanded it down with my Ryobi standard. And on the edge here, I'm showing that I've rounded the edges to look more like a book, so when you stack them they're not flush to each other. And just sand it as much as you want and make sure that they're nice and even. So here are my stack of books, showing where I sanded the other ones. And I'm using the orange pumpkin from Waverly mixed with cashew, makes it a little lighter. And then I'm using the scallion for the green and a set of cashew for the just plain cashew for the 3rd book. And I do about 2 to 3 coats on each book. Once that's done, I'll do the edges for the pages. I'm using the antique Waverly wax. You can use any color you want. If you want gray pages or white pages, it's your preference. And I do two coats of the. Okay, all the books have the edges painted with the Waverly wax. Let that dry. So now I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Distress Ink and Vintage Photo to give it more of an antique look on each of the books. I'll do that on all the edges. Plus on the part on the spine where like the book bends open to look like more like a book. Now once they're all dry, I stack them up the way I want. I want to stagger them, but you can put them on top of each other evenly if you want. So I'm using hot glue to glue all three books together, and I'm using some Sola Wood Flowers to decorate the top with some pine cones and some twine to wrap around it. They have some cool rub-on transfers at Dollar Tree that I'm using. So now I'm gluing them together. And going through all these transfers to see which ones I want to use. A lot of different designs you can get at Dollar Tree. Or you can use your Cricut to decorate it as well. Now I'm using some twine to wrap around the books. You can wrap them around as many times as you want. I did, I think, 4 or 5. Then I'm using my Sola Wood Flower on top. But before that, I'm using my lighter to singe off the little fuzzies off the twine to make it more cleaner for me. I like it doing that. I have a little mini torch. There we go. Get my little flower. Checking where I want to put it first. And I'll put a dollop of hot glue right there. And hold it in place so it sets up. And I got these mini pine cones from Dollar Tree in a pack that comes with a bunch of other woodsy stuff. I don't have the package, so I don't know what they call it. But they're the perfect size for these books. Or any mini embellishment you want to add to your tiny objects. And adding some more of the Dollar Tree embellishments on the side using the numbers 1, 2, 3. And here's the finished stack of books. They measure about, hold on, let me see. I'm getting a ruler. I believe 4 3/4 long. No, 3 3/4 long by 2 1/2. So it's like a size of a note card or something. Here you go, a close-up of the Sola Wood Flower and the pine cones and all the decorations on the side. And here's the first stack of book I had. just neutrals. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos with your friends. And thank you, and see you next week.